Hmm. I'm just doing the announcements. Give me a moment. All right. What were we doing last time? We added in like random tiles, right? Oh yeah. All right. I think I had a to-do list for next time. Hey, Az. Good morning. Good evening. How are you? We just started. This is what we did last time. We were extending our procedural generator. Oh, there's this bug we still haven't fixed where sometimes it draws a bunch of like vertical lines between tiles. Maybe something to do with rounding or lack thereof. Ah, here we go. If we could have it, like if there's a way to actually like capture it happening and then just putting a debug breakpoint in, that would be really useful, but I think it's going to be really hard to find that. I have a feeling it's just a floating point error. If we just like move around enough, you'll eventually see it, I think. Ah, there it was. Seems to happen around here. I don't know if I really want to sit here just tapping the thing until it like randomly lines up. I feel like that's unlikely. But that's an issue for another time. It's a minor visual bug. Can you hear me okay? I was just adjusting my mic settings because I realized that it sounded a bit like I was being overblown in the last stream. Like it sounded a bit like it was peaking. This should be normal, right? Okay, I'm not peaking as far as I can tell. I don't know. Let me see. I must have like some to-dos. Yeah, you sound good. Fantastic. I even have a button here. It lets me turn on reverb. But I think the noise gate on OBS stops it from working as well as it should, so... It's funny at least. I can say things like, hello. It echoes. Alright, anyway, what on earth was I doing last time? I should have written a to-do. I've routed this headphone cable in such a bad way. It's getting caught on everything. Let's fix that tomorrow. Alright, let me try and see what I was doing. To do. Oh yeah. To do fix. I have a lot of to-dos. Is this necessary? Shoot via attack component. I don't know about that one. Write something that lets you spawn particles in a steady stream. Extract vector from angle. Have I not already done that? I think we actually found that this was in maths or something. We'd already done something like this. Can you hear the music okay, by the way? Yeah, we haven't written the homing bullets. That's fine. Oh, here we go. I still haven't gotten around to installing that library. I might have added it to the CMake lists or something though, right? Or dependencies list maybe? No, I mean I noted it somewhere. It's a cool library. I should probably should install it. Collision detection with wall. We could try and work on some basic collision detection today. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. Something that lets the screen size get adjusted? No. Add a modifier to restrict the Roomba. That could be a quick and easy thing to do. When will I add microtransactions? Oh, that's the next thing we do, don't worry. This has to be a grind after all. Otherwise, what am I doing all this effort for? I need to be able to harvest as much money as I can. That's why I'm doing this. How you doing, Menace? Sounds good, not too loud, not too quiet. Great. Okay. Let's do this Roomba thing. So if you want a reminder, the way the levels generate, we have like an object that moves around in space, occasionally blasts a hole, and just sort of randomly moves around, and that's how we generate all of this. A battle pass system. I'm joking. So all this shit you see here, the center of this yellow section is all blasted out by the thing I'm calling a Roomba, like the robot Hoover. It just moves around, makes floors, and then we have some stuff occasionally making little bigger rooms with a bit of randomness on them, and that adds this outer ledge, and then we scan over all those floors and add a wall around the edge of everything. Right? Pretty basic stuff. The only main issue right now remaining is that this Roomba basically moves completely randomly. I think it picks a direction in 360 degrees, technically, so it's no longer locked to just up, down, left, right. You can see it sort of curves around. But there's nothing to encourage it to move in like a tunnel. Theoretically, most rooms should sort of be one big space, because it moves completely randomly. So the average position for it will be the middle. Right? Because as it goes over here, maths dictates that it will probably come back in some way, or it's just the law of random, right? You can expect the level to basically look like a big circle, which is pretty much what we see here. So I would like a way to restrict it, and we used to do that. We used to say you could only turn 90 degrees at a time. Pick one. There's a 33% chance to go forwards, left, or right, and that was how it moved. So we can re-add that now. We did that back when we could just move up, down, left, right. Hi, Chronicle. But, right, so, yeah, we should do that. I've already got that written, haven't I? Yeah. Right, fine. For now, this here, this random radian, we can quite easily restrict that. Instead of generating a random radian, we can generate just a random number between 0 and 90 or whatever, and that would restrict it within like a 45-degree angle, right? It's super simple, and we just add that on to its current angle instead of setting it directly. I think that might just be the easiest approach. We're using that over here. So we do need to make something new. We are using the random radian for generating those rooms in a random circle. But we can just add something new and just call it random angle or something. Something easy. We'll come up with a better thing in a moment. Random radian, I'm just going to copy. You can see and hear everything just okay, right? Just double checking. Stream looks okay to me. Alright, you've got random angle here. Here's the random angle. And when we're stepping forwards, we're going to use that random angle. Great. So right now, it's doing 2 between 0 and 2 times pi, because it's a random radian, not a degrees. And I guess my maths is a little poor, but my knowledge of radians, I guess, is that it's based on something different to 0 to 360. Let me quickly Google this. I always thought it was based on like pi. Which is what we see here. Like a... Oh, let's just Google this. Radian. It's a unit of angle. 1 radian is the angle obtended at the center of a plane circle by an arc that is equal to the length of the radius. Angles without explicitly specified units are generally assumed to be measured in radians. So there you go. An arc of a circle of the same length of a radius subtends to an angle of 1 radian. The circumference subtends to 2 rad. Okay. So yeah, 2 pi radians is kind of like half of a circle. It's kind of like 108 degrees. I don't think it's a direct conversion. Is that correct? Oh, Wikipedia actually has a conversion. So in degrees, 180 divided by pi is 57 radians. Sure. Wikipedia even says the relation 2 pi radian is 360 degrees. So I don't know. We can just do whatever we want with this, I guess. So this number in here, if we treat this as any random direction, if I were to divide this in by 4, I would imagine that is a quarter turn, which is obviously the same as just doing this 0.25, I think. 0.5f. I imagine that's the same. Is that the same? I should think that's the same thing. So this should be basically like a quarter turn max. Currently it's obviously only going to go to the right. It would need to be adjusted. So we could even do... This is a float, right? So we could technically do, instead of 0 to this number, we could do 0 minus that number. And that should give us that way and that way, if that's correct. We'll find out. I'm not very good at a lot of this maths, so it's a lot of trial and error. It's better than just giving up. I equals 3. If it is, yeah, that sounds about right. Hang on, why is my game not rendering properly? Okay. We're going to get a random angle. And we need to actually... This is going to be the angle modifier. We need to store the old angle so we can actually keep track of where we used to be. So I guess I'm going to say that the Roomba... Roomba equals thingy blah blah blah. You should probably not just be a vec2. I imagine you should actually have an angle as well. So let's just create a little struct somewhere for a moment. You know what? Let's just pop it in the header. It doesn't have to be anything too fancy. Level generator, it can be private. We'll just make something small. Vec2. Oz. And then what are we saying that the angle is? A float? Something like that. Nothing too fancy. I'm sure there's probably some struct that already exists for this, but this'll do for me. I'm going to change this to a Roomba. I'm just going to quickly build as well. Roomba equals... Oh, we can make it default to that, that's fine. Something like this. What's wrong, little lad? An octal constant? What are you talking about? It should be 2.f. Fine. And then I guess you want a semicolon as well. Have you guys all had a good weekend? We're gonna have a Roomba. Sort our coordinates to insert the Roomba. Oh, we want to insert the Roomba's pos. That's nice and easy. What's wrong with that? Pos is a vec2, that should be okay. Pretty bumpy weekend, but overall good. Bumpy but good, that's odd. Bumpy and it just, it's just like you've had a lot of stuff to do, but overall pretty cheerful. Yeah, ups and downs, mostly ups. That's good overall, I suppose. Roomba. I don't know if I want to necessarily replace this every time, but whatever. You could also just pass into step forwards. You could always just pass in Roomba as an in-out variable and modify it in the function. Like you could just pass in like a reference. I might do that to simplify things. So step forwards Roomba is now just going to be a void. Sorry, no discard. We're not going to return anything. Roomba.pos plus equals whatever this is. Roomba.angle plus equals angle modifier. Now I don't know what happens with radians if your angle goes above pi 2. It's a mystery to me, honestly. So maybe that's something we'll need to have a look at in a moment. Perhaps it's possible if it goes too positive, it can never go negative. Does that make sense? Something to think about. Let's just finish these compilation issues first. Hello, Liam. Sort of Roomba.this. Hello. You see me? Yeah, I have a webcam in the corner of the screen. You doing alright, bub? I don't know who Jim Howick is, I'm afraid. Hello. It's a weird way to say hi to someone. We'll pass into a random room. We can just put the Roomba.pos in. I don't think the angle's needed right now. And you should be a reference. I guess step forwards will need to be modified in here too. You need to be a Roomba reference. Maybe I should come up with a better name than Roomba. I mean, I just thought about it just now. I guess Roomba has the word room in it, which is kind of funny. That was not intentional. Oh yeah, angle is going to be this. Yeah, we need to figure out this this situation. Like what to do if the angle is greater than or equal to pi 2f. I'm sure there's a simple solution. But now, do we see any difference? It kind of looks like it's making more tunnels, doesn't it? This feels like it's pathing a lot more instead of going completely randomly. I'd say this is mostly successful. We can quite easily check some things. If we change the random radian to be an even smaller number, so for example, just 0.2f, for example, should only be able to move a tiny bit. We should mostly see tunnels, which we do. Which is kind of interesting. Maybe that makes for better game. Here we got like kind of stuck in a circle. It's quite expected. It seems to be mostly going down. I don't know how it's handling the wraparound thing. How long have I been working on this project? Version 1 was during COVID. And then we rebooted it a couple years ago. So somewhere between 2 to 6 years or so. But not like consistently. It's probably like a couple hundred hours we've spent on it. We have a number of streams. Like you can check how many streams we did. I have an archive channel on YouTube. You could just type in the name of the series and then look at the rough hours spent. You can probably go on like Twitch Tracker and just see how much I've streamed software and game development. So that's usually the category I use. So that's roughly how many hours I have. I haven't really worked on other software stuff on stream. Obviously I've done a couple hours here and there off stream, but just add like 50 hours or something on that number. I don't know if it's been that much. Are we using Raylib? No. We're using a library that Donut made, who's from chat, which has SDL2, Entity, I think So Loud. It's got a couple of like little libraries packed together. Very handy, and he's got some wrappers around them. So I don't have to dedicate quite so much time to just drawing a sprite to the screen, but also it's not like using a library where everything is done for me. It's a nice balance, I find. So he has handlers for like drawing a sprite, which is nice. But nothing much fancier than that. But it's very good. He's done some good work. You're getting your degree in CS. You've always wanted to do something like this. Start now. Why not? Give it a go. There's a plethora of info out there for doing a bit of game dev. Just get cracking. It's a fun project. Just try and clone a couple of like Game Boy games or something, or like arcade games. It's you don't have to make anything fancy and original. If you just want to get going, see if you can like clone Tetris. That's a fun challenge. Anyway, let me think about this for a moment. We're generating a random angle. If the angle goes above I2, I'm fairly certain that like we'll get like a maybe it does just work. Let me check my maths library. I actually have no idea how radians are working in this situation. You want to turn one of your favorite board games into a digital version? That sounds like a great idea. What game is it? Alright, I'm gonna leave this for now. This might be a bug. You're making a Minesweeper game, Raylib, with Rust. Wow, nice. What's Rust like for game dev? That sounds like it would take an awfully long time to get done. How are you enjoying it? Hodus Naturalis. It was published by Pandasaurus. I don't know that. Let me Google this. I didn't want to open a Firefox thing in my thing. Hodus Naturalis. Board game. You continue the work of okay. Codex. There seems to be two spellings. It looks pretty cool. I like the art style. Yeah, that looks cool. You could definitely do something like this. It looks pretty sick. All right. Well, let's just leave this for now. That was just something small I wanted to just get cracking on. I'll just leave this here as some hang on, random angle. Oh, hang on, I'm stupid. I've been modifying the wrong one. That's not correct. You should be using random radian. And the other one should be using random angle. This might look completely different now. That's strange. Was it only generating rooms on like one side maybe? Oh, here we go. This is way more what I was expecting. It's clearly stuck on one direction. It's snaking around like a long tunnel. For the most part, it seems to be mostly going to one way, which I guess is roughly what you'd expect. So maybe we need a chance for it to just pick a random direction every now and then. Just produce a bit more randomness. This is kind of sick as is, actually. I kind of like this. Gives you very long, snaky levels. It's a cool thing to be able to play around with these numbers. I'm going to make you go back to 0.5f for now. The earthquake... Oh, the earthbound-like effect on the main menu background's amazing. Thank you. It's the only thing I've ever done with shaders. This we made during COVID. Like 6 years ago, I lived in London. And I took a screenshot of my carpet. This is my carpet 6 years ago. Like, I think I've lived in like 6 houses since. 6 or 7 years ago, maybe, at this point. And it's just... Yeah, we spent a few streams fucking around with shaders. It's nice. You could stare at it for hours. It's a classic. But yeah. Alright, whatever I've got here is perfectly fine, and I now have like an option I can tweak to change how tunnel-like I want the levels. And if I want it to be more like big rooms, I just have it turn more randomly. If that makes sense. And if I want it to be like tighter corridors, I restrict it even more. And what I could even do is have stuff like the nuclear throne, like sciencey level, the labs, whatever, where it can just move up, down, left, right. Very possible. But now this is perfectly fine. Okay. One thing cracked off. Very nice. Let's try and work on some, like, super basic collision detection. And I mean, like, stupid collision detection. Because then it gives us... We've put our code in some places and we can refine it and make it less stupid. Is this all procedurally generated? Yeah, so this was a level generator system we've been working on for a few streams. It's been refined a lot. This looks a lot smaller than it was, because a couple streams ago we made stuff more maths-based. It was originally a bit hard-coded. We had like a direction enum that we were messing around with. But now we can do all sorts of stuff with fun maths. So this random room function sort of works like the MS Paint spray bottle tool, where it will just pick loads of pixels within a circle around where the level's currently being generated, biased towards the center, so you'll see more towards the middle than towards the edge. And just go bloop, and it will pop out like a bit of floor as it's running around. And you can tweak so much stuff in here. It's really nice. You can generate more of those little things or less of them, make the level longer or shorter and different angles. It's great. So options to tweak for the future. Not something that's going to matter right now because there's no game to play. Currently you can only shoot up because the game was originally just like a regular old bullet hell. So maybe we should also work on that, to add directional shooting back. I think we had it at some point. Gonna add that. Can't spell. Just something basic, up, down, left, right. I mean, we could also make it tied to the mouse if we really want it to be nuclear throny. Whether or not I want the game to have decent controller support, but I always kind of hated controller support in nuclear. Music's nice. Okay, anyway, collision detection or directional shooting? The directional shooting might be like quite easy to implement. We just need to get the mouse XY coordinate and shoot towards it. That was pretty basic. Currently, I think it just picks an angle directly up. In fact, let's crack on with that, because that sounds super basic, actually. That should be quite easy to do. Currently, we have this weapon system, I guess. Spawn bullet as a position. The velocity. So I guess we have a... I've forgotten which system we put this in. Where's the player shooting in? Physics? I've completely forgotten. Weapon system. So for every handle weapon... I guess I just need to see where a basic firing weapon is being added. Action responder system. Here we go. For every entity with a weapon... Is this the one we want? Oh, here we go. So if attack's been pressed, Well, this is for going forwards in a conversation. Wait, hang on. This didn't make enemies shoot as well, did it? For every entity and weapon, we're going to get a view on basic firing weapons. Maybe I didn't give enemies basic firing weapons. Currently tired. What about you? Yeah. I just wanted to get a bit of programming done. So if you're not respawning and you're able to fire, add a bullet with the velocity of... Is that forwards? Start velocity is a vector 3 of x, y, 250. That's a velocity in the y direction, I guess. It just moves up. What we actually need to do is get a normalized direction pointing at the mouse and then multiply that by the bullet's intended velocity. So in this case, I guess it's 250. So we should have somewhere... I think we have a way to point at the player. We just want to reuse that to point at the mouse, I guess. Where would that be? It's bad apple. Holy shit. Okay, const auto, angle to mouse. Do I have something in maths? It didn't seem to want to take me there. We have predicted aim angle. So we want... maybe basic aim vectors even better. Start position and target position. So we just want to use this. Or even get angle... no, not get angle vector. With this, we insert the player's position, and I guess the mouse position. And we get that back. Don't point at people, it's mean. You can do that as a treat. Where are you being used? Enemy system. Here we go. We're just going to reuse this. Nice and easy. So, just going to do this. Oh, is maths not being included here? Maybe you could import it? No? Okay. You're not including it either? If I build, do you think it's going to be fine? Or do you think it's actually missing the maths header? I'm guessing it's actually missing the maths header. It's a shame. Alright, go on then. You recently started trying to make your TF2 mod idea. Which one was that again? God, Goated Music. Yeah, buddy. We're in Toho Music Instrumental today. I actually have a CD. I said I got a CD player the other week, or the other day. I actually have a Akaboshi Rockets CD in my drive right now. I could play that straight off CD. I was listening to it earlier when I was painting. I've been doing these Death Guard. These dudes. Painting them green. As in with the TF2 SDK. How's it going? Gives up. People keep talking about Pirate Software, but I don't know who he is. Someone asked me the other stream what I thought about his drama, and I don't interact with like streamer culture. I watch Northern Line, and then a bunch of Japanese people. Finally don't use my stream to BM other people though, it's kind of weird. This is a nice place. We only BM people in the chat. I don't know if you told the idea or something. You might have talked about it at some point, Rob. Anyway, here we're going to want the... I guess here we have an entity with a firing weapon and an action responder. Ideally, I would like to also get their... transform, I suppose? Somewhere in here. So I'm just going to do this. Transform. So we're going to start with the transform position, and we actually want to be able to get the mouse XY here. So we're just going to do this for now. And we're going to say multiply that by velocity. Just modify it by 250 for now. Unless actually we have somewhere in here the basic firing weapon actually has... Should have a weapon velocity, right? Start velocity? Shot speed? Something like that? What will we be doing in here? Weapon.shot speed. That shit was hard-coded before, I guess. And here we want to add our bullet. We want to add in start velocity equals this. I don't know if this needs to be constructed. I think it might already be a Vec3. Yeah. Oh, we actually don't want angle to mouse. We want velocity. Yeah. I can give it the same name if you like. Alright, get basic aim vector takes in a Vec3 and a Vec3, but the player's position, I'm guessing, is a Vec2. No, it is a Vec3. What's wrong? Oh no, it's perfectly fine. They're a big opposer to stop the killing games movement. You're inspired to start figuring out how to make a HUD again. Why not go for it? There's lots of free resources out there for HUD development. Good fun. The main use of the mod being that every player has kill streaks active no matter what weapons they use, and the higher your kill streak, the faster your capture rate. That sounds like something you could put together. Do you need to use the SDK? Can you not use source mod for that or something? I don't know how source mod works. That's what people used to use for server mods, I thought. Okay, we just need to work out how to get the mouse coordinate. Now there should be something for that somewhere. Am I using the mouse anywhere in this game? No. Treasure mouse. It's an actual mouse. I think if I go into the actual library up here, the source, somewhere in here, I thought he had an examples. Does one of these use the mouse? Nice. Mouse? Mouse? No? Data? Maybe, what's another word for a mouse he might have used? Position? I swear he had something that was using the mouse. Maybe it's under events, input, mouse? Mouse button? Okay, what about mouse position? He should have docs somewhere. I'm going to open up his GitHub page and have a look. libdonut. GitHub. There should be somewhere. I thought he made a wiki. The API reference is here. Okay. Is there a search? Yes. Mouse. Mouse just moved. Mouse position. Donut events mouse event base. Here we go. Mouse position. It's in event.hpp. How do I make use of that? Mouse event base. I guess I can have a look and see how I'm doing keyboard input. And then try and use the mouse event for that as well. Somewhere in here we have action responder system. I guess I was already in. With this input manager here. Does somewhere in here do we have input manager.mouse? If mouse just moved, get mouse position. Oh. Is that just a Vec2? Is that on the... Yeah, where's that going to be in, like, space? Because our game coordinate system doesn't line up with reality. The player might be at position 20,000, but there's not 20,000 on the screen. Right? In screen coordinates. Instead of reading the state of the mouse directly, I prefer to use get absolute value, or get relative value, with an abstract output number. That's a problem for another time, I think. For now, let's just see what kind of data we get from this. I imagine it might work towards the center of the screen, but then break as we get elsewhere. I'm just curious to see, I guess, what this does. Mouse position is a optional vec2, so we want to just get it directly. I guess we can do like value or, and then like, is there a lambda in here for or? Why is there vec3 mouse position? Because a lot of my maths functions are done with XYZ. And just constructing a vec3 with a vec2, just your x and y and as you expect, and then just a 0 at z. It just keeps the maths for everything consistent. It is a 2D game, but we use 3D coordinates. You're going to put it onto Steam when it's ready through the SDK. Good luck. There's a secondary idea that tie into Killstreak cap rate mechanic. That sounds like a nice idea, Rob. I'd like to see you do it. I'm currently thinking about what a good idea here is. Is the mouse position always going to exist? See, this is an optional, right? So I guess I can do this. If const, you know what? We can even get the mouse position outside of this for loop. That's a good idea. If const auto mouse position equals this, so this is hopefully unwrapping the optional. I don't know if the syntax works that way. And I'm going to move this outside the if statement. So even if there is a mouse position in the first place, we're going to get the mouse position outside of this loop. We don't have to recalculate that for every bullet. I guess it's possible within a frame that the person moves their mouse really quickly. So we might have to look at this. Not an issue for now, I guess. Alright, why are you angry? You're an optional. So just give me a value then. He's angry at me. What type are you, mouse position? You're an optional vec2. I was kind of hoping that would unwrap the optional for me. Do we have a value or? Not a null pointer? I guess that doesn't work. You're telling me to start coding to study not only theoretical linguistic syntax, but coding syntax. Coding syntax isn't that hard to learn. You're writing the chat in English. You can write code. There might be nice syntax for this optional deconstruction. I'm kind of annoyed. Like I think I've had this confusion before with how he handles optionals. I simply want to optionally unwrap this variable, and if it exists, then use it in its unwrapped state. Now, why is that so tricky? I guess I can just use has value for now. It's just not as tidy as I'd like. If mouse position dot has value, then go in here and directly use that, please. What's wrong? Maths basic, you want a Vec 3? Hang on, let me extract this quickly.
What the glorp?
What's going wrong with this? What type are you? You just know what you need to do and choose a programming language that fits your needs. Yeah, that's good advice. Hey, Astro. Nice to see you. Thanks for the resub. What the glorp? Indeed, buddy. How are you? Pop-ish game mode where additional cap points are created whenever a player with a high enough kill streak dies. Ooh. That's kind of cool. This is just a GLM Vec 2. So why am I not able to create a Vec 3 from that? What's going wrong here, sorry? Vec 3 mouse pause. I don't know. Like I'm trying to work out why this is wrong. Is it because I'm calling it Vec 3 instead of like Donut Vec 3? What's going wrong here? I was doing this earlier. In fact, I'm doing it right here. I guess it doesn't have a default initializer like I thought. I actually have to add in the Z. I didn't think that was necessary. That's a pain in the ass. I thought there was a helper syntax for putting in a Vec 2 and it just generates the Z for you, but I guess not. This can be inlined. That's a bit much. And though, you know what? I don't think that's helping that much. Something like this. Perfectly fine. Obviously this won't work though. We need to find a way to convert from screen coordinates to game coordinates, and I don't know if we need to do some kind of pseudo raycasting bullshit or what. Okay, I mean you can see that the angle, we're in 0, 0, right? Alright, first of all it's inverted, but you can see the ideas at least there. We just need to do a few things. You can absolutely make GTA Vice City. So maybe the first thing to do... It's weird actually the vertical is off, but the horizontal is on. That's very strange. It's probably just some maths that's off in here. How are we doing the aim over here? We're doing it from the transform to the player. So I guess we can just invert it maybe if we put the if we just do it the other way around like this. That might fix that vertical thing maybe. We're doing a minus in there somewhere. Right, we need to go around like, what was it, 300 and something. Okay, now the vertical's lined up, but the horizontal's off. Something's wrong. That aside, I think we need to really work out how to get the in-game coordinate based on the screen coordinate. I'm wondering how the fuck I'm gonna do that. We have a camera, right? And that camera has a position in the game world. I guess that's like an offset. So maybe we can do... Is it just going to be something simple like the camera offset plus the mouse position? What do you think? Weapon changes with the main idea being that all weapons can get an on-kill effect. That sounds kind of cool. That would be really cool in like a MVM sort of thing as well. Let me talk about what I'm trying to say, because I might be just talking bullshit. Right, we have this coordinate grid. Make it even bigger. Diagonal as well. We have this coordinate grid. And somewhere out here we have the player. And somewhere on this grid we have a screen. but that screen's being rendered within a literal like Windows window, right? Within within this window, we're gonna have to have somewhere with our mouse, which is like this thing, right? You can see paint. Okay. So the position of this thing is gonna be just within the window. So let's say this is something like, I don't know, 200 by 100. I don't know. The player position in the world space might be like 2000 by 1000. And that means that this window is also at like, you know, the center of the window is also going to be at 2100. So the current code we're using is aiming like all the way over here, because it's trying to use the mouse coordinate in its world space, which is why the player's shooting over here. So I'm having a feeling that if I just add the offset, that should get me the position in world space, but maybe I'm oversimplifying it and there's more maths I need to do here. Someone in your work said he programmed games and he said not many use C++. Is this true? That's not true at all. C++ is super standard. It's very, very standard. Every Unreal Engine game you've seen is made with C++. And maybe Blueprints, but yeah. It's very, very common. C++, C#. Those will be your main languages. Java's not that uncommon. I guess Swift and Kotlin as well, a little bit. What does Godot use? Is that also some kind of C# language? It's sort of its own thing, or what? I don't know. Okay, let me try my idea. So we need to also get the offset. Do we have that in here? We have frame info. Do we have offset? Are we already using that? Are we using that anywhere else? I don't know. We're doing that in the where we're drawing the HUD, right? I guess that's a camera thing. Actually, does frame info even have what I need? No, that's like frame information. Screen center X, screen center Y. You can take the center of the screen player and use Pythagoras equation to get the position of the mouse in world space? I don't think that's correct. Is it? Is that correct? How would I do that? I'm currently trying to work out how I even get the screen position. I'm pretty sure I just have these big statics. Pythagoras equation is for finding an angle, no? Using the values of the mouse position. Well, that's the values of the mouse position is the bit I need. I've already got a function to get an angle pointing at between two coordinates. And Pythagoras I thought was not such a good idea. It was a little expensive to run constantly. Maybe it's fine. I mostly want to get the actual world. I want to get a camera position, and that's going to be a pain in the ass. You came to stream, but why not add the vectors? I need to get the vector. That's if you're saying that though, that's what I said, which is good. That's a good sign, maybe. I need to get that though. That number is, I don't have that number right now. Normally we deal with cameras, right? I'm trying to remember where we put that. We have something like a systems manager, right? The systems manager holds on to this world 2D camera. Can I just access that in here? Do I have an easy way to get that? You're private. You don't know much about game dev. No. If you know about maths, then I need you. I'm awful at maths. Let me think for a moment. Is there anywhere I'm getting the camera outside of that function? I think I'm normally just drawing with it, right? Rendering, rendering, character select. I think you're just drawing a HUD. Name entry, you're just drawing a HUD. I guess during the draw cycle, I could cache the last known camera offset. A little janky. But maybe that's okay. Maybe jank's fine for now, just to get something working and then we can refine it. I could also store, in here where I'm updating the camera 2D, I could also store the current camera position in there. Actually, hang on, I have the player position. Maybe I don't need the camera at all. Maybe I can just add the player position on. Maybe I'm really fucking overthinking this. Because the player's in the center. We don't have like rooms or whatever where the player's not in the center. This might be super easy. Hang on. I think I am being stupid. Why am I not? I don't know if I'm being stupid or not. Because if the mouse is in the bottom left and I add that to the player position, then it's just going to shoot at the player position. I need to also add the center of the screen and the player coordinate, right? You get me? Because I need to use the player as the center. I need to shoot from the player. We can fuck around with this. We can fuck around with this. So mouse position dot value is going to be here. We're just going to extract that quickly. Again. Mouse position. We're going to get a player position. Transform dot position. So that's that. That's that. Mouse position. Pop that in there. I know we're name shadowing right now. Is name shadowing actually allowed in C++? Can I just do this, or does it complain? I think name shadowing is not encouraged. Whatever. I would much like a better way to do this. Does has value return? Oh, it just returns a ball. Shame. We're gonna want that. And then here, I think we can just maybe add on the player position to the mouse position. And just try it, right? Just see what happens. Might get in trouble. Mouse position's a vec2, player position's a vec3. Just convert that to vec2 temporarily. Or actually, how about we treat this as a vec3 again. Even nicer. I think you're just a vec3, right? Something like this. I can get rid of this for a moment, get more screen space. Okay, how's this looking? Just curious. It doesn't look quite right, does it? I think I need to add on, if I look at this, do I not need to also add, if this mouse is at 200, 100 on the screen, and the player's at 2100, I'd have thought that just adding like a 2 and a 1 would put this at the right position. I mean, maybe I've probably screwed myself a bit by not using actual, like, real-looking coordinates in here. Where's the mouse pos origin? That's a good question. If it's top left, then that's the problem. Yeah, I can never remember what Donut chose. If it's top left or bottom left. and that always kind of messes with me. Because in Game Maker, it was in the top left, so this was positive, which is quite weird. I have a feeling that it uses normal coordinate space, so the bottom left should be 0, 0, right? Oh, I'm also a little stupid. I could just I can draw this to screen so we can see what it is, right? Let's just grab this. Let's go to draw HUD or whatever. And we can just draw the mouse position to the screen, and we can look at the numbers and just play around with it a bit. I need to have an input manager. That's problematic. You don't have one in here, do you? Oh, that's annoying. Hang on. What's like a hacky way I can deal with this? How are we currently getting that? We have a function called update. No, it's because you're a system. Where are you getting your input manager from? Oh, you're constructed with it. Okay, that's fine. How about then for render HUD system, we just import that for a moment. We could also put it in the registry. We could put a reference to it in the input manager. Input. Okay, the systems manager has it. Maybe we just keep it simple for now, and we just have the render HUD system. You can just take in an input manager. That's easy enough. How am I doing it in action? We might as well match what we're doing here for some consistency. So input manager, we're just going to grab that. Go to here. Do I also need to include that events header? I hate that word wrap just doesn't work the way I want it to. With one of the things to keep in mind for on-kill effects to have things to be visible. Yeah, that's a good idea. Like quad damage. Did I forget to also add an input manager variable? I did. Okay. We can have one in here. That should fix that. And then we need to go where we're constructing this. Hopefully it just tells us. I guess I can also maybe just click on this. Here we go. You're going to want an input manager. Render HUD system. That's simple enough. And then in render HUD system, we're going to get the mouse position in here. Similar to what we're doing over here. Something like this. If it has a value, then we're going to draw mouse at, I don't know, just 6, it doesn't matter, just chuck it on the screen. The two numbers I guess I want are the mouse positional value. We're going to want this. Mouse position, come on, dot X, dot Y. That just gives us that on screen, maybe, if that works. Here we go. So, oh, that's a fucking pain. Yeah, top left is 0, 0. Top left is 0, 0. So if I go roughly, the player's position is here, right? So actual 0, 0 is here, just above this tree. So that's, oh, that's annoying. Yes. Thank you. Using the difference between the mouse position and the screen center, normalize that vector, and then multiply by the speed to move it in that direction. That's with Pythagoras. Use the square root and it's fast to compute. Square root is not fast to compute, is it? I thought square root is a massive pain. We have a. I like that first block you've put out. The add the difference between the mouse position and the screen center and normalize it. Add the difference. That. Actually, that's what I just did, but the issue is that the mouse starts in the top left but the world coordinate starts in the bottom left. So do I just need to... Hang on a moment. I just need to invert it? Because XY makes sense. Do I just need to invert it? So this would be minus 400. Take the window resolution and divide by 2. Oh yeah, we've already got helpers and stuff for getting the center of the screen. Don't worry about that. We've got this stuff. See? But what I'm saying is that the screen position is... It doesn't match the system of coordinates we're using for the game, right? The world coordinate goes positive, positive, negative, negative. So 0 is in the middle. For the screen, 0, 0 is up here. So in order to get that matching here, I have a feeling that I just do 0 minus that. Does that make sense? Or am I talking shit? Yeah, we know the screen size. Don't worry about the player position or the center of the screen or any of that. Don't worry about any of that. We're just trying to work out how to convert mouse to real world. That's the hard part. If I want to convert between these two systems, right? That should be trivial, right? I'm trying not to overthink this. Where in one world we've got 0, 0, and in the other world we've got 0, 0, and then this would be 0x, say 100, and then down here this would be 0, 100. My brain's hurting a little bit. It is 11 o'clock on a Sunday. Oh, there's another thought. The game's not necessarily rendering one-to-one. Like, it's not one pixel per thing on the screen. Like, if I go full screen, you can now see that, like, the number gets huge, even though the position in the world space is different, right? Because I have a 1440p monitor, so down here is 1440p, whereas if I make the window small... We also need to work out the screen scale as well. Here's me thinking this would have been a trivial thing to solve. I should have done the collision detection. How goes? Bowser. That's a little annoying. So coming to, let's start with the inversion thing. If I just do 0 minus, this is in the drawing section, mind you. This is still 0, 0. I'm being stupid. I think I need to do screen height minus that. Is that correct? No, not quite. It's it's screen height times 2 or something, because this is putting us at the middle of the screen for some reason. I'm guessing it's drawing 2 pixels per at this resolution. Can I make the screen smaller? Yeah. Something like that. I can make the game tiny. Yeah, I think this is a 2x. This is probably 1x. Oh, no, it's still actually doing that. If I go into super full screen. Okay, we need to work out the scale. And we also need to base it on the playable space. Because this playable space does not match this with a window, right? The window has also got these big black bars around the edge. So we need to add... Do we need to do that? Need someone to make music? You're here if you want. For now, I'm just chilling with the Toho music, but thank you. Hey Wolf, we're getting confused with some maths. Thanks for the raid. How are you doing? Great strawberry, great strawberry. What on earth were you lot up to? Hey Churro and Libra. Hey Wolf, how's it going? Can you guys help me with some maths? Any smart people in chat? I'm trying to make it so I can point my mouse position on screen and shoot at that position. But I have a number of problems. The first problem is that the game world's coordinate system starts in the bottom left, so this is 0, 0 down here, whereas the Windows position is top left. So the mouse immediately doesn't actually line up. They're like, the top left is the origin instead of the bottom left, so we need to fix that. The other issue is that it's not like a one-to-one between pixels and screen space. If I go full screen, the mouse is at like position 2000 now, whereas if I go windowed, it's like 600. And if I go all the way up here, like really far away in the game, the player's coordinate's getting huge. But the mouse coordinate is still like objective. Which kind of works. You know nothing about this, damn. What were you playing? What were you up to, Wolf? I'm trying to think for a moment. I want to get the... Do I need to get the screen scale? Do I need to divide it by whatever rendering scale I'm using? Do I have that? I have a world 2D camera offset. So we can maybe try that for now. This is the center of the screen. So we can just grab this for now. Const auto screen center rec 2, and we just grab this for now. Mouse position U of vec 2 as well. Yeah. So we can just add the screen center onto that. I don't know what that's going to accomplish. I have a feeling that's still going to be off. Is it always based on the center of the window? The player is always at the center of the window. Ideally, I'd like it so if I'm pointing my mouse at the middle of the screen, the XY for the player... That was too loud. The XY for the player and the XY for the mouse should be the same number, right? Like where I'm pointing now on the screen should make those two numbers exactly the same. I think if I go to 0, 0... It's like close. But yeah, it's not quite working. Whoa, did I just move the player exactly to 4? That's crazy. Okay, oh, I just paused my music. You just bought 200 strawberry seeds. Oh, Stardew! Sorry, I thought you were gardening. You're gonna head off. Oh, thank you. Thanks for the raid. Have a nice evening, I guess. I hope it's all going well. You're still doing the multiplayer, aren't you? The dumbass idea would be to have the center of the mouse to be the center of the map plus player position. Maybe you're onto something. Well, that's what we've got here. Right? I think. This XY I'm drawing here, the camera offset, like this number here, this is technically the player position, because it's the offset of the camera in the world space. So if the camera is like up here, whoops. Camera 2D offset, I think, is this number. And camera 2D size is this number. We're getting half the size. We get here and here, which gives us this. Which is what we're doing here. So that's giving us the player position. So maybe we can call this player position. I'm still kind of annoyed that the Y is incorrect. How do I invert the Y axis? Is it you just do minus? I thought 0 minus I thought would work, but it didn't seem to work earlier. Scale is window resolution divided by game res, and then have another variable for cursor, which is the cursor position divided by scale. Yeah, I need to work out that scale. That's a good idea. I don't know where I'm doing that. Was it in game or system? Somewhere I do have a scale. Maybe it's window present or somewhere. I'm calculating this. Hang on. So here we've got a viewport. Does create integer scaled give you an integer scaled viewport? Yes. Okay. The scale is tricky. Because this number is actually in here. This create integer scaled is here. But we're not storing that scale anywhere. This is not being stored, but maybe I can store that just as a static for now. I mean, maybe that's chill. Where would I want to pop that? Just lazily pop it somewhere for now in public, just so I can mess around with it. Static. Static auto. Oh, what type is it? It's probably int, right? Size T? I don't know. Screen scale. Don't know what size it is by default. Let's just make it 0. What's wrong, lad? Cannot. Non-const must be initialized out of line. Oh, fine. Okay. Why not? Can I just do this? Store that. Maybe this is something I can just grab, especially if I don't have it in the game. That's just in the namespace. Game should be included. So if I go into my draw HUD, what was it called? Draw, render HUD system. Do I have screen scale here? It should say like unknown variable or some bullshit, but you're not damn. Where am I putting the screen center and stuff? Common. Oh, it's in common. Okay. Does it have to be const expr in here? Maybe I can just put the screen scale in here. Maybe that's okay. So we can open game.header. Just pop this in here. Is it okay to have a non-const expr thing in here? I am a little curious, because this is not going to be set for a bit. It's possible that this is non... Why can I not just construct this with a default value again? Why does C++ not like that? Or does it like it now? It didn't like it because it was in an... I don't actually know. In a class? I mean, the scale's 0 until we know what it is, right? Unless we're doing division. We're doing multiplication. Yeah, maybe we start it by 1 by default. Render HUD system. Oh, laggy. It's building. Give it a second to think. You're gonna say complained it's unused, right? I'll just add it as a third number for now. Something like this. Let's see what the scale is. Maybe it's just a number we could just access like freely and easily. Oh, I can't see shit. I hate that this 2F thing wasn't working. Format. I thought you could do like... Hang on, let me just Google this. FMT truncate floats. I thought there was something easy you could do. FMT round floats. I'd like to... No, I don't want to log in. No, I don't need an AI response. C++, library, FMT. Just give... Here we go, FMT, GitHub. Why do I have to log into GitHub? Can you not just go on GitHub anymore? You need to have an account? I mean, I have an account, but I'm not logged in apparently. Oh no, if I go in private, it works fine. I would just want to round the float. I thought you could do something easy. I thought you could just put like 2F in or something. Oh, it's Google that's hating everything. I don't care how fast you are, just let me see. Google. FMT C++ library. Round float values. No, I don't need to accept Google's... Come on now. This information used to be freely and easily available on the internet. What the fuck happened? I think I meant to do precision 3. Do I do :.3? So something like this? Does that work? It's a super enshittification. Well, this didn't fucking work. I can see the scale though. Why is it giving me mathematical representations? T-format float. Do you just have like a nice piece of documentation for how to fucking write this? This is ever so frustrating. Center of the map minus player position is going to be 0, 0. A map. Center of the map doesn't exist. The map doesn't have a size. Maybe it's... Fucking hell. Is this so shit? Do I need to write F? Like this? Why it couldn't just write this in a piece of documentation, I don't know. Oh, here we go, that worked. Here you go, chat. If you want to know how to use FMT to print something to a decimal place, it's it's open curly brace :.1f close curly brace. It's so easy, so obvious, and really easy to find out. Oh well, it says the scale is 1, but now the scale's off the screen. That's not right. That scale is not... That number's not being updated. Alright, let's fix this stuff. This music's not how I'm feeling. What am I doing? The scale's not being updated. What if I make you 0? Are you gonna be chill? This shit can't be right. It's static. Shouldn't stop you from writing to it. Scale is 2. Wait, hang on. What? It's just static. It's not const. It's not, is it not mutable? I'm losing my fucking mind. Why is this language like this? Static should just mean that it's contained within the static memory pool. You can have, there's one of it, and there's always one of it. Do I need to explicitly say it's mutable? It's 2, it's clearly 2. Let me Google this shit. C++, mutable, static. No, I'm not a robot, Google. Every time I've Googled something for the last week, it's saying static mutable won't compile. Non-const static members can be modified by anything. It is a global variable, yes. Alright. Fine. Fine. What did I call it? I probably should call it something better than BS. You don't want to be const expert in here, do you? Fine. You can just be const. Why is this angry at me? Maybe you don't know how maths work, but if the center of the map is 0, 0 and the player position is 5, 5, wouldn't the center of the map minus player position be minus 5, minus 5? Hang on, actually. What do you mean by center of map, sorry? That... Do you mean relative to the player? 0, 0 is minus 5 from the player. Yes, that's correct. That's correct, yes. I don't know what to do with that information, but that is right. I'm very confused. Why can't I use the dot constructor for this? That's because I named you the same. Don't tell anyone. This shit is destroying my computer. Now what's wrong, Buster? Attempting to reference a deleted function. Alright, there's some bullshit going. There's some like C++ and absolute nonsense going on here. I just wanted to store the screen scale in an easy to find way. Whatever. Just chuck it in the fucking registry. Registry.context. In place component. Make a new one. Struct screen screen information. You're gonna have a size t scale. Screen information, and you're gonna be constructed with a. How about that? You happy with that? Global. It's just accessible everywhere. You should add it in game resize anyways. Yeah, it's right here. I'm just adding it to the registry so I can just access it wherever. Why are you complaining? Did I forget a semicolon? I did. You don't really need it though, do you? If you think about it, you could have done without that one. Be real with me. Now somewhere else is angry with me. Is it in common? No, common's fine. Dense map. Any dense map. Yeah, but where's the actual issue? It's the registry. It doesn't like how it's being constructed? Screen style unidentified. Oh, it's this. It's just making stuff up. Okay. Fine. Const auto whatever. Screen information equals this thing. It's going to be screen information dot scale. Wow. What do you mean errors? You best be stopping with this nonsense right now. Okay, actually is angry somewhere. This is the music of someone who's losing his fucking mind. Is it this? You don't like how you're being constructed? Is that what it is? He doesn't like how he's, but he won't tell me what the problem is. He won't say it in an easy way. It has to be in whispers. Nice music. Oh, yeah, you want to be putting a fucking one of these bastards, don't you? Then you want dot scale equals scale. How about that? He hates it. I'm enjoying this. This is a good tune. This is interesting syntax. I can do it like this. That's chill. That's cool. It likes that. Maybe it doesn't even need this. Oh, it's a const int instead of a size t. Fine. There you go. It's just some, like, constructor bullshit. Now, it will crash if this doesn't exist. Is this an optional? Or get? What do you return if it doesn't exist? Is that other place I'm getting stuff out of the... contacts? I guess I'm doing this kind of dangerous work everywhere. Seems chill. Whispers and scratch marks. Alright, look. Scale. Look, now you can see this. Can you see that number? Only when the cursor's on the screen. Oh, he's smart. This cursor's not on the screen, so there's nothing to draw. That makes a lot of sense. That's funny. Yeah, look at that. Scale 5, scale 2. We're getting somewhere, I think. So we just need to multiply this. Mouse position multiplied by the scale? The player's position is already within scale, I should imagine. Or not. Maybe the whole lot needs to be multiplied. Why is he angry at me? Scale's an int. Can you not multiply vec2 by an int? I thought that shit was chill. I guess it's a float. Fine. We gotta go. Good night, Rob. I don't really want to do this maths with float. Whatever. For now, it's chill, I'm sure. Man, it seems like it would cause issues, though, doesn't it? Narrowing from int to float. Yeah, I don't like it. But I maybe. Are you okay if you're an iVec2? Would you be chill with that? Like, would we be cool? I mean, BidMass, right? We can just chuck in scale multiplied by that. Why is he always so angry at me? Scale's an int. Mouse position optional dot value is a vec2 float. Oh, I guess you're just a vec2 float. Mouse position. Scaled. I don't know. Mouse position optional, const auto, whatever. Mouse position equals this. You looking chill. Let's get rid of the screen height thing. That's not correct. Now he's angry at me. You really can't multiply. Oh, it's because you're not an iVec2. I don't know if I'm going to lose, like, have problems with the fact that I'm going from a... Get off of this smart bracket nonsense. Might be some issue converting from a float to an int here, a bit of truncation. Oh, just scale, I guess. Why is this angry? Is it because scales are int? No. What's wrong with you? How to make scale non-static. Scale is not static. I think I might need to dereference it though. Because I guess I don't want to print off a reference. Kind of thought smart pointers were smart. What are you angry about? Well, I don't really care about printing off the scale anyway. That solves that problem. It's not static. It's in the registry, which is there's only one of. It's not the same. This is angry at me. It's because of this value, I guess. What if I make you a copy? Sorry, what's wrong? It's something I'm doing with the maths in here. If I get rid of the scale, do you think it's chill? It seems odd to me though. It's not that. Hang on, what have I done here? This was working fine earlier. What have I done? I'm losing it. Fine, just tell me, what's the issue? Failure was called by a call to undefined function or one knocked. Is it because I'm using a const thing? Are you angry that you're const? I think you would like to be const. Sorry, why do you not allow const items in here? You're taking in two const int references. You should be chill. If I just change this to like the number 1 and the number 2, you're like, oh, that's the best thing I've ever seen, right? No, he hates that. Is it because you've got float? Oh, it's this nonsense in here, isn't it? Yeah, hang on. It's because I'm formatting an int like a float, but it doesn't know how to tell me that. What a wonderful language. What a truly wonderful language. Wow. The problem was that FMT format's first function I was passing in these like wildcard, whatever we want, like tokens to draw the float with only a couple of places of precision, but I was putting an integer in. And it just didn't know a better way to produce that information than to crash. Anyway, MX and MY are indeed being doubled. That seems crazy. That doesn't at all match up with where the player is. It's basically being doubled for every position. This position isn't that though. If I go one screen space away, if I go to this tree here, that's only 153. Whereas the mouse is putting us at... Wait, why is it going this way? Oh, I'm stupid, hang on. This is 500, but the player is only at minus 140. That's confusing. I don't know if I'm enjoying this right now. This feels like it should be a really trivial thing to do. Let's go back to the drawing board for a moment. I'm losing my mind a bit. This should be simple, I thought. Give me a white line. Stop this nonsense. Diagonals have never been needed. So, first of all, why is our starting up here? Stuck on installing a font. What's wrong? Why are you X this and then Y like 200? Why is that? Do I just need to... It's maybe too late to be doing this kind of thinking. Is it literally just, it's just the screen height? How does that work? You follow instructions and it's not working. What are you doing? I thought installing a font's just double clicking on the font in Windows. Why is this information not going through my brain? If I add the screen height to it... That doesn't work. Screen height minus... You calculated the offset for horizontal but not vertical. I'm not thinking very well this evening. The screen height, let's say, is 200. I want to make it so 0, 0 is here. Simply adding the screen height to this number will make this position 200. What's the point of that? I guess in the current state, what number is down here actually normally? I should know that. What's the bottom left of the screen? Something huge. Going to minus the screen height. Why is the Y scale inverted? X is like perfectly happy. He's chill. He's a cool guy. I thought it would just be as simple as doing 0 minus. But I guess not. Why am I having so much trouble with this? If I'm minus 900 from you, and this becomes 0, but then this no longer works. Add it instead of subscribe. Instead of subscribe. The scale thing's not working, by the way. I think maybe I should try scaling both. That seems like it's going to give me a huge fucking number, though. I know. I'm losing my mind. I don't know if this scale thing is quite right. So the Y needs to be like green height. I guess we can just try it and just see. This shit ain't scaled either, is it? Yeah, it's just added 250 to the top left. It doesn't make this number down here be negative, be 0, 0 though. It's going up when it goes down. I need to go down when it goes down. Oh, fucking hate this. Kind of thought it would just be something like 0 minus, and then it gives you the negative version of it. But that doesn't work at all. 0 minus that minus screen height multiplied by scale? I need to like sleep on this. Why are you like this? Well, that didn't work. I think the scale thing still doesn't work, by the way. It is successfully going up when I go up and down when I go down, though, so that's a good start. The top left should be 0, 0. But adding and subtracting screen height's never going to work for that. No, wait, I don't want that to be 0, 0. I'm losing it. I want this to be 0, 0. Maybe plus? Maybe just stop soon. I'm kind of frustrated that I didn't get like a good point here though. Oh, hang on, we're getting somewhere. We're now somehow in the middle of the screen. I guess because screen scale is 2. I don't really want that. Cut out the scale. Oh, hang on. He's done it. The bottom left is around 0, 0. Because Windows curves the screen, it's kind of hard to actually get 0, 0 there. Have I done it? I mean, that looks correct. Yeah, actually this is correct. Because if the screen is meant to be like 240 by 4... I thought it's meant to be 240 by 480. Is it not by 480? What's the screen resolution? $240. It is 240 by 480. No, 240 by 320. Hang on, no, this is correct. This number is correct. I'm sorry that this has taken me so long to do. I'm not as smart as my degree makes me seem. Apparently. This looks correct. Because the screen's scaled twice, so this is objectively the pixel at that position. It just doesn't line up with the player for some reason. Which is correct. That's correct. This is correct. So if I move to this bush and put the mouse in the bottom left, the mouse should be around halfway, which is correct. Is it? So stupid. If I go up here, players at like 200. If I go up here, I think I don't need that scale thing. Is that correct? If I get rid of the scale... Oh, hello? Yeah, are you off? Yeah, I can stop here. I'm getting confused with maths. I'll stop here. Alright, chat. For some reason the Y is in the negative now. I think I do need the screen scaling. Let's leave this for tomorrow. Let's sleep on this. I think I'm really overthinking something really basic, but midnight on a Sunday is not the time to be thinking about these problems. I feel like we're nearly there. It just doesn't feel like it should be such a difficult problem. You get me? Why is the scale different on the main menu? Why is this number different? Because the player position is non-existent. Oh, hang on, it's currently tied to where the player is, right? Yeah. Take a break. Yeah, it's been 2 hours, I guess. I think I'm just frustrated because this feels like something that's like, it's like a two-liner. It's like something really basic and we've done it somewhere else. I guess I'm just annoyed that it doesn't... Why is this so difficult? It shouldn't be. I have a coordinate system and then a screen space and I just need to convert between them. What do you mean still watching video will pause soon? There's my plugin break to make YouTube play forever. Haven't been causing me issues lately. You know what I mean, right, chat, with my frustration? I just want to be able to point at where the mouse is in real world. Like, it feels like it should be something really easy. Like, you get the position of the mouse in the window. I guess you divide it by the offset. Actually, hang on. You divide it by the scale. YouTube, stop. Because then the mouse is at position 400 on the screen, but you actually want 200 in game coordinate space. I mean, the math is immediately off. But then that squishes the mouse within space of the game, and then you somehow add that to the center of the screen, and that should just be it, right? I don't know. I'll stop for now. I'll go to bed. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Maybe I'll do this. Maybe I'll do something else. We at the very least got the level generation changed today, so that was a nice update. So if you didn't catch the start of the stream, the Roomba that generates the world can now have its angle restricted. So instead of just picking a random direction, you can sort of make it so it's forced to turn less often or less fastly, which makes these sort of snake patterns. You love these coding streams, so thanks for watching. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'll do more. For now, I'll go to bed, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'll sleep on this. So I'm sure it's something easy. But yeah, good night. See ya.